Hey, Basket Brains, Kirby here, aka Darkwing Disc. And the other day I stepped on a grape. Luckily, it didn't scream, it just let out a little bit of wine. Alongside me is Ollie DePina, and Ollie one time had a job at a calendar factory, but he got fired when he took a couple of days off. Welcome to episode 55 of the KO Disc Golf Show. 55 is the Goldluck episode. Players to wear the number 55 is Junior, how do you say it again, Ollie?
Seau, Junior Seau.
Junior Seau, Dikembe Mutombo, Terrell Suggs, and Tim Lincecum. Red Sox players that I like that wore the number 55, Chris Martin, Lenny DiNardo. Mariners players to wear the number 55, Gabe Spire, Michael Saunders, and Gil Mesh. Buffalo Sabres for the number 55, Jochen Hesch. And Ollie, you want to hit us with the Kraken and the Giants?
Yes, sir. Actually got a Kraken this week. We got Jeremy Lauzon. He played only for, I don't even know how many games exactly. I think this was, okay, he played 53 games, but it was in the, I think that inaugural, it was like 2022. So it was like that early Kraken. Just played 1 year and then he's been gone. And then for Giants, we have a pretty decent amount of like couple guys I could mention, but Brian Keeley in the 70s to early 80s. And then my favorite would be Jahad Ward Hottie. He was like really fun player on the team. He was like kind of just this like linebacker that was like over like just really loud in a way, but like in a fun way. And he would always be on like post games on like Instagram Live and stuff like that. So you could literally just go up and like talk to him, and it was like pretty fun. But he'd be like lit. It would be pretty fun. So
That's tight.
one of my favorites there.
Nice. How's it going, Ollie? How you doing, man?
It's good. It's good. Got a haircut, so
Oh
rocking
yeah.
the little shorter hair there. And
Oh
then
yeah.
you were the first person to see me after my haircut. Actually, I came to the
Nice.
ECD, grabbed my
Oh
jersey,
yeah.
which was awesome. Got a new hat, which is awesome. So coming fresh for the upcoming weeks. And then
For sure.
the NFL draft happened, which was like super exciting. So like the Giants had like an amazing draft. Got Abdul Carter at number 3 overall from Penn State, which is kind of like the number 1 overall player, I think, in the entire draft. So that was really exciting. And then we got another quarterback to sit kind of behind Russell. So the future's starting to build, and everything's kind of coming together, and it's really fun. So that was extremely exciting. I love that. It's kind of the first thing of football coming around back in the year, and then got to play at Jackson, and which was really fun, and because that course was open for the like 2 days for the invite. Love playing at that course. I was like so close to just going and grabbing my clubs. I like and like wanting just to go play it, but I was like, I can disc golf this now today, but I could come here and pay the greens fee and go play the executive 9 anyway whenever I want. So I think that's just going to be something for the future when I go and do that. But I was like taking my time playing some disc, and it
Mhm.
was really good, just kind of getting back in my game and throwing, putting. Yeah, it's been good.
Nice. Good for you, man. That's fun. Yeah, so I'm down here in Stockton right now. I'm in the parking lot of Champions Cup. All around me is like I don't know, like Robert, like Burridge is over there, like chilling. Yeah, there's like people like running around in the parking lot behind me and stuff. I think that was Cole Redolin, running over to see like what's going on over there and stuff. So, yeah, it's just there's like definitely going to be a lot of activity and that kind of around me today, which is cool. There's probably going to be I don't know mowers or something like that because it's just there's going to be noises and stuff. But it's the weather down here is awesome, dude. It's like right now kind of probably low 60s, mid 60s. It's gonna get like pretty hot later today, and I'm like so down for it. So,
It was
um,
raining and really windy last night, so not missing too
uh,
much here.
oh no, it's like dope down here. That's awesome. Yeah, like, that's
Pretty interesting as well. Just want to put it out while you said Stockton, it popped back in my head, but Spotify every year they give you like a what your area of listening is like associated with. Like I think like Roxy got like Chicago or something like that, or they'll give you like a cut like a city. And mine was Stockton, California.
so weird.
Yeah,
Okay.
so shout out Stockton.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get total Ollie vibes this whole trip. Then
It's
yeah.
just like farms and stuff. I don't think you're gonna get too much Ollie vibes.
Yeah, so I didn't have to play yesterday in the Monday qualifying event. That was awesome. I got out here Sunday night. Yeah, I went to the baseball game first on Sunday. I went and saw the A's play the White Sox, and dude, like, what a like weird vibe to a stadium because like it was really small. Like when you walk in, there's only one entrance for one, which is like kind of like this is kind of weird. Like everybody just funneled to this one side, and you go in, and like as soon as you go into your right, there's just like some like dirt that people had put blankets on and they were just like sitting on the lawn like to like watch the game, and I was just like, okay, well, you don't see that in like a major league stadium, like that's not like a normal thing. And
No.
you couldn't go like around the entire stadium because like most of the one side was like they didn't have like seats and stuff, so to do the lap it was just kind of like back and forth, like you basically go
Oh,
from like first base to third base essentially, like kind of like around there, like to like the like left
and in that
field foul pole.
yeah, in that field they have like that kind of new. They've got like this newer cafe thing kind of thing, right? In the
Yeah, it's like a beer garden over
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah,
what I mean.
yeah.
That's what I mean.
It's it's not really much. It's just kind of
Dude,
like a
no, it was
steel cage.
because I went to
Like,
the A's game and it was hilarious. And it was like they just put that in, and they're like, "Up, we got this new beer garden trying to attract younger fans." And they just said like it was so funny. There's no
yeah.
one there, and I was like, "Oh God."
Nah, I will say the thing that I liked the most about it is how inexpensive it was to go to the game and like park.
Yeah,
My ticket was like $26. It was like, I don't know, 32 after taxes and stuff, right? And then parking was like $5 or something. And it was like I was like, this is awesome, man.
yeah,
You can't beat that. And for what it is, right? Like they still have like River Cat stuff like all over the place in that stadium. So the price, you can't really beat the price. The seats were pretty tight. I was maybe 10, 20 rows, I think 20 rows from the field,
yeah.
right? Like there was the net covering us the whole time, but it was cool. Players were giving out a bunch of balls to kids and kind of doing that stuff the right way. So I don't know. It was a good time. It was really interesting. I think I'm going to appreciate going to a Mariners game now and being like, oh, this is the big time. Nice,
We gotta go. We gotta plan that. Go to some Mariners game. I
totally.
have been, woo, loving some Mariners,
Yeah. Yeah, Red Sox have been killing it too, bro.
dude.
It's been nice. Yeah.
2025's
They
been treating us okay.
Yeah, Mariners did take down the Red Sox the other day in the series for the series, but it was a good series. Like both teams, I mean, were super competitive the whole time. I was super down for it. So, hell yeah, bro. Um what else is going on? Oh, the layout here, dude, is kind of confusing. So there's two different layouts. There's an A layout and a B layout for both MPO and FPO.
Hmm.
So there are certain holes that have three tee pads and three baskets. And it's kind of like a little puzzle to figure out like what tee pad on what day to what basket on what day. And the maps, not all of them change. So like when you're looking at the maps, like some holes play very similar. Some holes, you're teeing from the same spot. Like the tee pad doesn't change, but the basket location might move left or
Uh,
right. So it's like some of it is just kind of like, hey, like day of, when you're getting out there, like look and double check where the basket is exactly, kind of thing. But there's not a lot you can do when you're 800 feet away,
yeah,
like teeing off like around a corner and you got to like make a bend and that kind of thing. It's just like, hey, like when we get there, it's either like bleed your shot left or kind of turn it over a little to the right, kind of thing. So it's pretty interesting though. Some of the tee pads, like there's one that's like, I think it's hole 16. It's dramatically different than like from A to B. A position, I think it's the A position is like it's like 900 feet with this like low ceiling. There's an OB on your left with like a river that's over there, and then there's like double Mando going up, so you can't let the disc bleed out right. Like you got to kind of hug the river the whole way up, and then the par three position is like 420 feet. And it's like with only one Mando you have to contest with. It's like a completely different hole, like a completely different shot. A lot of the par threes out here I really, really like actually. Like there's a bunch of the par fours and the par fives that I'm like, this is just like it's just so long.
yeah,
There's like 1,100-foot holes and like that kind of stuff where it's just like, man, this just goes on forever. But like the par threes, like the way they set the Mandos up, I was like, man, this is like a really difficult. Like there's some like real gaps you got to hit, and the gaps are
yeah.
like legitimately small. I've really started to really like the course, even though it is a little confusing and that kind of thing. So
When you're doing a practice round like that, are you going and shooting from those different tee pads, trying to like go to those different baskets per hole? Or are you kind of saying like, okay, this kind of go, I'm gonna go shoot from this one because, or like, I don't know, how are you shooting those shots kind of, or like practicing going about that in practice?
so yesterday morning I played both tee pads basically, and honestly, like not that he'll ever see this or even really cares at all, but like shout out to Calvin Heimberg, because he was on the card ahead of me, or he was just like playing ahead of me, and I would like walk up and I'm like using my phone, I'm like looking around, and he's like, "Hey, bro, it's over there. Oh, it's like actually the tee pad's back there. There's no sign, and then like he was like really helping me out. Like he helped me out a bunch. So like he'll never see this, but shout out to him, man. I appreciate it. It was just really, really nice. He was up there with Madison Walker and like that kind of. She actually like super funny too because there's this like water shot where you got to kind of like throw like an anhyzer and let it flex, and I didn't flex it enough, and it was definitely going out of bounds, and she walked up and just like kicked it and like stopped it from going into the water, and I was just like, yeah, like it was so awesome of her. It was so funny because like she just kind of like I'm watching the disc, and then out of nowhere she just comes booking out and just boots it, and I'm like, that's what's up,
That's so
man.
sweet.
It was awesome of her. So yes, yeah. So yesterday I kind of just played both tee pads and just kind of like got a feel for it. I don't know if people are familiar, but Gabby Lee is a Canadian player. She comes down for a lot of like Washington tournaments. She's sponsored by MVP. Um, I finished the round with her because I've known her for a bit now. So her and I were talking about how some of these shots are like, there's like real water carries, dude. Like some of these, like it's almost like you're not benefited from like playing safe and like playing smart and that kind of thing. And just looking at all the different tee pads, even some of the FPO tee pads and that kind of thing. And like she had the same kind of strategy where it was like, I'm gonna play each tee pad, I'm gonna throw one or two shots, get up there, see where all the baskets are, maybe play one to each basket or kind of split the middle of them. Because like hole one, I think I'm like even so. Hole one, day one, I think we're playing this par four position, which is like super long. And then I think day three, we're playing a short position. I think my tee shot is just a throw to the short position both days because I
Yeah.
don't think I benefit from trying to go long or anything like that. So some of the holes are kind of like that where you're like, yeah, I'm throwing to both. No, I am just trying to get to this one spot, consecutively kind of thing. I got to play another practice round last night with Sophia Donica, ECD team member. Her and her partner Brett. So it was awesome. It was really, really good playing with them. Sophie is awesome. She went to a wedding the night before, so she came in like kind of a little exhausted, but she steps up the whole one and just like parks it. And I was just like, okay, like whatever, dude, And she's like, I'm so tired. Oh man, like I'm so tired, and just like pins the whole one. I'm like, okay, like we're done here. Um, but yeah, I'm currently, just kind of car camping here. This is the setup I got. Right? Like this is my bed. I like that I got the roof open right now. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, disc in the back or disc bag in the back. I got all my stuff set up there. Pretty interesting. I mean, it's like I don't know. It's really funny because like when I'm here, it's like, oh, everybody else here is also sleeping in the car. And then when
Yeah.
I drive to like go get dinner or something like that, I'm like, oh god, it looks like I'm sleeping in my car because you are sleeping in your car.
You look normal here, and then the second you leave the course, you're like feral looking.
Exactly. It's like, oh, what's up with this guy? It's like, just disc golfing for the week. Um, yeah. But so yeah, there's the Twin Rivers event going on this weekend, happening in Washington. So good luck to everybody playing out there. I believe Lucas Latta said they're not going to do that alternate like 20 or 21, 22 hole layout. They're just doing like the traditional 18 out there. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, pretty interesting. I think they've done the alternate layout the last. I mean, as long as I've ever played the Twin Rivers Open. So
It is a new TD though. Yeah, because they didn't run it. It was
yeah, it was Anthony
yeah,
Hawley back in the
yeah,
day, and now it's Eric Dupinsky. So
yeah.
yeah, I know Anthony had like he had like a couple of kids and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
he's like, I don't really have the time to do this as much anymore. So I think Anthony still does the trophies and stuff for a bunch of people though, because I
Sick.
think he has like a laser engraver. So But yeah, so I'm gonna get back to Seattle probably like Monday, and then Wednesday morning I'll be out at North Bend, and we'll be setting up for the event with Tweeds. So really looking forward to doing that. I went out there with Max last week, and we figured out the layout and that kind of thing. The layout, like, it's 99% Max Spears, like his creation and his layout. It's a mix of stuff that we've done in the past. It's some like traditional holes. He and I went out there and played it, and I basically just helped him kind of like sand out the edges a little bit, kind of fine tune it. Um, like one of the holes that we were talking about changing up is hole nine, or I guess traditional hole nine, where usually people just kind of throw like out on the right, something overstable on hyzer, let it kind of skip over to it. And we're like, man, we really want to force people like up the middle. So we're making a double mando, kind of forcing people to throw like straight up the chute basically instead, which is just a fun shot. But as we were
Yeah.
doing that, I was like, hey, like, we can't have people teeing off on hole two's tee pad if we're going to do this shot because someone's going to crack this tree. And sure enough, like next throw, he hit the right Mando tree and ricocheted all the way to hole two's tee pad. And it was just like, yeah, so there was like that kind of stuff that we were looking at. It was like, hey, if we're going to do this, then we got to kind of slight adjustment over here. So
Yep.
like, and it's really easy to move hole two's tee pad up 30 feet to the tree line, or like just up to almost to the tree line, and now
Yep.
you're not taking anything really away from that hole. It's still going to be really difficult, but now it's like a little safer for everybody and that kind of stuff. So we looked at that kind of stuff. He wants to move some of the baskets. Like hole five has like an old position for the basket, which is like a little more left, and there's going to be like an OB line on the right side. So that hole is going to be like really touchy. I think we're going to move the tee pad on that one too. We're going to have to throw like through the tree. We're going to move it forward and make
Mm.
it so you have to throw through those like trees or out to the left of it kind of thing. So it's going to be a shorter shot, but it is going to be like a tight tunnel and a tight
Yep.
gap right off the tee, which will be really fun. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. It's going to be really fun. Max did a really great job, coming up with this alternate layout. So,
It's like my
kudos.
yeah, it's like my favorite event every year, probably, or one of my favorite events to do every year at South
Yeah.
Fork. I love it.
Hey, I'm going to do it again though. Just like last year, you got to do the cherry pie eating contest, bro.
So I'm trying to get some stuff switched around for work because I'm like not trying to miss this at all. So
Yeah.
we're getting some stuff. I haven't signed up yet, but I think it's gonna be one of the later signups I'm gonna be dropping in. But just gotta finalize some things at work, switching some
Sure,
stuff
sure.
up. But I'm
Yeah, no.
very excited.
If you are playing, I gotta recommend doing the cherry pie eating contest because
Oh,
it is super fun. It's always like everybody has a good laugh. I think like didn't the kid who won last year was like 12 or something like
oh,
that?
dude,
Like,
I did it the first year, and I was in MA4, and I got my first win and PDGA win, which was awesome too at this event. And then I remember doing the cherry pie eating contest and getting just dead last. It was so embarrassing. I was like, oh, I was like mentally like, oh, I'm gonna down this pie. The
ah,
second it started, I was like, just don't like. I feel like it was coming out of my nose. It
yeah.
was like the worst thing ever, dude. And then
Oh
there's
yeah.
this really funny picture of me and you looking at each other, just like caked and caked in pie,
Oh yeah, yeah. Cheeks stuffed with
dude.
cherries. Oh
It's
yeah.
so fun. Definitely worth doing. Definitely worth doing.
Yeah.
If I make it out there, you bet. Unless I have to like run to work right afterwards or something like that. That'd be kind of funny. Run to work with just
And just like
remnants.
snotting out.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's a good time, and we always do like a big prize for it. I know. We'll probably do like a disc, or probably like at least like probably like a $50 gift card or something like that to ECD. Like the kid who won last year, like didn't even play in the event. He was one of the guy's sons, and he was like, "I want to do it," and we're like, "Jump in!" And like he won, and he won $50, and he's like, "Can I use this now?" We're like, "Go ahead." So as he's like shopping, he's sitting there toweling whipped cream out of his hair.
So funny, dude.
Love it. I love every bit of it. Um, all right, back to discount codes. Just want to put it out there again. If you're on discmania.net, go check out the new P line stuff, the new MD3X, which is the old method. Yeah, use the promo code Kirby20, get yourself 20% off.
Yep. And AGL, they still have some protos up on the website. So go grab those. And from the news, if you haven't seen on Josh's Instagram or Facebook, uh, the big Innova shipment has come in. So we have a bunch of like basically the stock runs of that regrind Nexus Koas, the Elms, and the Sequoias. So it's just super exciting for that. The people that have got the discs are just like, oh, the plastic is like, they're just raving about how much like better like how good the plastic feels and how much like, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited. So
Nice.
mine's coming in this week. But yeah, use code OCTOOLLIE, OCTOOLLIE. And it's also my gamer tag on Xbox, which is if you ever want to add me on there.
Nice. Good for you, man. It's really cool. I saw some of the pictures and stuff. I know you and have been kind of messaging and talking about it. Like, they look nice. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm excited to check it out. I'm always a fan of like the regrind and that kind of stuff, and to kind of see what they're doing. And AGL has always been like super nice. Like I went down a few months ago and met some of them down at their little warehouse down there,
the
and just good
treehouse.
people. Yeah, good people. I played their chorus. Yeah, totally. So, good peeps.
Yeah,
Um, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, just love them.
Yeah. Ollie, you want to hit us with the Seatac takeoff AM recap?
Yes, sir. So this weekend we had the Seatac Takeoff 2025 amateur only. Uh, we had 56 players in the MA1 field. Quinn Cochran from Vancouver, BC came down with a -8 total to win, and Peter Fornia got second place. He's up in Bellingham.
Bellingham.
Yeah, met him up in or I've met him, but yeah, he's living up in Bellingham, and I played with him a few times. And then for FA1, we had Chelsea Taylor and Leilani Battle coming in second place. And MA40, we had Sean Barnett, and then in second place, Gusty Golden from Oregon. Looks like a few guys from Oregon came up for in MA40 competing. FA40, we got Shayna Schumerman coming in first place. Shout out the Box Squad. Box Squad, I think, took the first, second, and third. We got Bex Warich, T Bex, in second.
T-Bex.
And we got Kayla Ortiz. Oh, yeah.
Already.
Already. Sorry about that. MA50, we got Ted Couliard in first place.
Ted got an ace on 27.
And he got an ace on 27 in round one. That's got to feel good. And then Christopher Otto in second place. In MA60, we had Gary Irwin. And in MA60, in first place, we had Gary Irwin. And in second place, we had Jim Van Scott. Oh. And then Chuck Knutson in third place. Let's go. The GOAT. And in MA70, we had Paul Kauf in first place and Donald Anderson in second place. In MA2, we had Douglas Elijah. And in second place, we had AJ Garcia, Campbell, California. Shout out coming up. Looks like so many people came up to play this event in all these divisions.
Nice. That's huge.
In MA3, we had Christian Blakely coming in first. Shout out him. Just got to feel good, probably winning at Seatac. And second place, we had Mark Watson. And FA3, we had Isabel Yohu. So shout out to everyone that came out. That was awesome. It looks like so many people came out and played, which is just always good to see. Such a big event, I feel like, for just people that have played it before. I gotta love Takeoff. So
yeah, congratulations to all of them. Ollie, I'm gonna kind of throw you a little curveball here.
Yeah.
We talked a little after our show last week about we kind of joked about doing like what is it, like a hot or not list kind of thing, right? Like, so so this stems from Ollie. He was like looking at some like Mariners players, and he's like, Carlos Vargas, and he goes, why is this guy so handsome? Like, oh my god. I wanna put the first player on our hot or not list, and I have a contender, and it's haircut Ollie.
Haircut
with that haircut, man, you look great, bud.
Thank you, I appreciate it. So we got the hot.
The hotter, yeah, it's pretty much just the hottie list, and we're not going to be like, this guy's fucking ugly, you know? Like, that's
I just wanted to bring up this guy telling about how ugly he is. Yeah, Ollie, I just wanted to bring you up as the first one, and you are a not.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate it, you know. I think we're gonna compose a list of yeah, I don't know. Carlos Vargas I saw and I was like, dang, yeah, that's an objectively good looking man.
Oh
And
yeah,
so I think that we could do something fun with that, maybe like a draft in the future at that. But I'm proud to be on the list, man.
yeah,
Put
yeah.
me on the list. It
But
was
I think
about
this
time
might.
for a haircut too. It's been so funny. People have been like, um, they're like, "Did you get your ears pierced?" And I was like, "I got a haircut." And it's just been I've had a lot of moments like that, which has just been kind of funny because everyone at Costco has only seen me with long hair, and so it's just been funny.
Nice. Yeah, I think the last time you had your haircut was that like Otis last year?
Yeah, exactly.
That was
Right
like
around that. I remember having
yeah,
a
it's probably
short
like
there.
I think like our profile picture to the KO show is like you with a haircut. Yeah.
Yep.
Um yeah, it's funny. Yeah. So I think I don't know, maybe every week or every other week we'll just kind of do like hey, like saw this dude and got to appreciate like a good looking like just somebody who takes care of themselves, man. Here you go kind of
Man
deal.
Crush
So,
Tuesday.
there Man Crush Tuesday. I kind of like that
It's a
actually. That's not bad.
belated Man Crush Monday.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, dude, I'm down. That's funny. Um, all right, let's get right into the NHL check-in. And Ollie, I'm going to rely on you a lot for this one because I didn't do enough research. But this is two guys talking about hockey who don't know anything about hockey. Um, how did the Knights do? Yeah, I haven't had a chance to look into it.
Well, I'll start off with this, and the Capitals are up 3-1, so looking pretty damn good. Playing tomorrow at 4 p.m. I'm gonna be trying to get out of the first round, so that's very exciting. They did have one loss. It was a 3-6 loss in Game 3. So, but good to come back Game 4, get the win. Game 5, let's go in this series. So Capitals are doing
Yeah.
good. The Golden Knights in Game 4 got an OT win to tie the series up 2-2. And then on that
Ooh.
Thursday, it was the Wild that went up 2-5. So the Wild were up 2-1. Knights come back, win an OT win 3-4, and tied the series up. Next game's going to be today at 6:30.
All right. All
Yep.
right. Yeah.
So that's pretty exciting.
I mean, yeah, I definitely thought they were gonna kind of kind of steamroll the Wild. Honestly, I didn't really think the Wild would. I don't know. I don't know much. Like I said, I don't really know much about hockey, but I just kind of assumed, looking at the scores for the year, they're gonna steamroll them. So interesting.
Yeah, no, definitely interesting. They did whittle 45-30 is pretty solid. Like a lot of those teams in that Central Division did really well. Like those top 5 teams, like
Hmm.
the Blues 44 wins being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, being the fifth team, that's crazy. So
Yeah.
definitely just very competitive, very good. Like good to see that there. But yeah, Capitals doing well. And I want to end this, get out the first round, and yeah, happy about that.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. If I
What do
don't
you
know. I'm still hoping that it's like our two teams like in the Stanley
go?
Cup. But
Yeah,
if it's not, I'm gonna have to pick like a
and
second horse in the race. You
yep.
know.
There'll be a
That's
funny thumbnail for that episode. Will be like Sabers to Knights to whatever team you pick.
yeah, yeah, yeah. To the next one. Yep.
Hey, we just Capitals, baby. Cracking the
I might just,
Capitals.
dude. I might just ride the Wild, and then if they lose to somebody, ride that. You
Yeah,
know
you
what I
just
mean?
keep
Just keep,
taking the winner.
just, yeah, like fuck it. Like,
Hey, eventually we'll be champs.
yeah, I picked my guy.
I
Oh
actually
man,
kind of
that's
love that.
funny.
Go wild, man.
Maybe, yeah. All right, we're gonna get right into the draft this week. Ollie and I have a pretty fun draft that we're both pretty excited about. I have so many.
Like I don't
My
know
board
why.
is
Like
huge.
we shouldn't be as excited for
Um,
potatoes.
Potatoes. It's the potato draft. Yeah. So basically the way I phrased this was anything, um, like potato based or made of potato and that kind of thing. So leaves plenty of options, tons and tons of room there. Potatoes are in so many different things. So I'm gonna take the number one overall pick. You had the number one in the cereal draft this week. I'm kind of just flip flopping week after
Yeah,
week
no,
kind of
that's
thing at
good.
this
That's good with
point.
me.
So and for the number one overall pick for the potato draft, so tough. I'm gonna pick shoestring French fries. I really like the shoestring. I like
Yep.
the
Yep.
smaller, the crunchier ones. I think like the Mega Crunch. I think those are just the best fry. Get them really well salted, dope. I really don't need like truffle fries. I'm really not down with. I don't really need any of that.
Mm.
Like honestly, just a nice like salt and like some pepper, and I'm oh man, all day like I'll fuck it up. So, number one overall pick in the potato draft is shoestring fries. And Ollie and I talked earlier, and we kind of agreed that so now that shoestring fries have been picked, you can't pick curly fries, waffle fries, I don't know, McDonald's fries or whatever, you kind of want to pick there. So fries are totally off the board. So,
You know what
Ollie,
I
what you
can
got?
take though?
What you got?
I might not be able to take those fries, but I can take some tater tots, I believe.
Sure.
Tater tots,
Yeah.
another great potato side. I love going to man, what's it? Taco Time. Oh, they got some nice. I remember just getting so hyped on some Taco Time tater
Sure.
tots. It was exciting. And then
Dude, sure.
my next pick, we're gonna go with the hash brown. You know, whether it's the hash brown patty, the hash brown on an American breakfast plate, it's probably one of my favorites. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Tight. Um, yeah, man, why did hash browns get so expensive at McDonald's? They're like
Oh,
fucking $3 per. What is up with that,
you
man?
got to get the app. The app, they
Oh,
have deals on there, and then I feel like if you get the deals on the right time, it's like it goes back to like the older menu, or like you get some older pricing. I feel like,
sure. Yeah, I like to save up my points and get them for free because I'm
yeah,
not paying $4 for your like shredded potato packed into a little thing. Yeah, no, they are great though. I mean, hash browns, top tier choice. When I'm at breakfast, I want hash browns, something like that on the side. Totally. Um. All right, so for the number four pick here, and my number two pick, I'm gonna pick. Uh, so many options. You know what? We talked about it last week. I think it was last week, maybe the week before. Potato chips,
ah,
dude.
good pick, good pick,
I
good
love
pick.
chips, bro. Yeah, I'm a snacker. Now that doesn't include like corn chips, obviously, but like I'm still like a big chipper.
Yeah.
And then for my number three pick here, I'm gonna go ahead and get
Oh, you're gonna leave me
yeah, I know.
something.
I know that's the issue here. Is there's so many good picks. Okay, I'm gonna pick, and I don't think that you would end up. You might pick this. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna pick like au gratin style potatoes, which is like the potatoes that are
No,
like
no.
sliced with like the cheese and the cream. Was that on
What do
your
you mean
thing?
I wouldn't? Whoa, wow, that's
But
I actually take offense to that. What do you mean I don't think you would pick
I don't
that?
know. Like I didn't think that was on your
Wow,
list. Is
wow.
that on your? Yeah, potatoes
Dude, I thought I
Dauphine.
would. I thought I'd be able to get away with that one. That was gonna be my last pick. God damn, I like a
Nah,
scallop potato kind of, not a
I
scallop, kind of, yeah, yeah,
kinda not really,
but
but
like
like
similar, but
fancy.
yeah,
Yeah, like
fancy.
fancy big. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've eaten them in so many restaurants, dude. The amount of times that I've pulled out one of those and then picked at the crispiest parts of the thing and then had it put it back in the oven because I picked off too much is
Yep,
ridiculous. I've made so many trays of those, but yeah, potatoes are rotten.
good pick.
I'm kind of surprised. I wasn't sure if that was going to be on your list or not.
That was gonna be my last pick. But so
Yeah, Star River.
for my next pick, I cannot believe this dropped all the way down to this. This is gonna be my third pick, but I'm taking
Yeah.
a heavy hitter in a mashed potato. Come on, give me
Yeah.
a mashed potato. You know,
Oh
it's not
yeah.
as fancy as these other guys, but it's the big fundamental of your Thanksgiving dish. Put some gravy on
Yeah.
there, get the cranberry. It's a fundamental piece. Come on.
No, the mashed potato is without a doubt your 265 hitting third baseman that's been on the team for 12 years. He's going to put you out 18 to 24 homers. You're
Yep.
not expecting anything huge out of him, but he's always there. He's Mr. Reliable.
Glue
Dude, I
guy.
mean, Totally. Yeah. Fundamental clubhouse character, without a doubt. Yeah.
And now I'm at a little bit of a dilemma. You still have one pick, and I
Yep.
have a couple bangers, but I'm hoping you don't pick this because I think it's so good, and I'm gonna leave it off my board. But I'm gonna go with my as the one I'm gonna take is gonna be another heavy hitter in my opinion. A baked potato, a loaded baked potato,
Okay. Solid.
a spud.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
big in the UK. Put some beans. Let's go.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm not the biggest loaded baked potato fan. I'd rather have mashed potatoes or twice baked potatoes personally, but loaded baked potato. I mean, no. I mean, it's
Some
classic
people,
hitter.
some people, it's not, honestly, it's not my biggest cup of tea. Like, I'm taking a lot of these other potatoes more, but it's definitely when I do have it and have a good baked potato, I'm pretty happy about it.
I
Just nice and hot and steamy. You put the ingredients on right away and just go at it.
mhm.
Boom.
Dude, tons of butter, bacon,
Yep.
onion. Totally. Yeah.
Yep.
No. All
Yep.
day, dude. Totally.
I
Chives.
do,
Totally.
I do. I follow these guys on TikTok, the Spud Bros, and then there's another guy, Spud Guy, and they do like rival cart, like they have a rival carts kind of, and like Spud, and the Spud is like a baked potato, yeah, with beans and shit, and so
Best
it's
time.
like they have this like rivalry going on, like who's the better Spud Bros or Spud Man or something like that. And it's like I'm like now I got to go to England and try one of these. Like I'm curious now, so
Yeah. No, that
it's on
sounds
my
tight.
list.
All right. So for the last pick in the draft, um, go over a couple of honorable mentions, because I don't really know what I'm going to pick here, but I think I'm going to go work out some ideas. What I'm not picking, I think, honorable mention, herb roasted fingerling potatoes. Just a
Okay.
nice
Yep.
roasted potatoes with some herbs. It's always nice. It's not draft worthy, but it's good.
Yeah.
Twice baked potatoes, as mentioned before. Twice baked
Yep.
potatoes are tight, but not here. Potato skins, like fried potato
Yeah.
skins, also really good. But I'd rather have a plate of French fries than have like
Yep.
potato skins personally. Um, Potato vodka and potato rolls. I thought that was just kind of clever. It's just
Yeah.
something that else is in potatoes, but not really draft worthy. So really, my other honorable mention is sweet potato hash. Kind of a weird like sweet potatoes, not exactly the same kind, but
I
sweet
love
potato
sweet
hash is
potatoes
really
so
jazz.
much.
Yeah, I don't like that Thanksgiving sweet potato mash with like the marshmallows, but I'm a big fan of just like roasted
Yeah.
sweet potatoes, basically. Okay, so I'm right now down to gnocchi and potato pancakes is my last pick, and I think I'm gonna go with gnocchi. I love gnocchi.
That's the one I was hoping you wouldn't take. I was like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave it off and hope you wouldn't take it.
nah, gnocchi's
Now I'm
great,
hoping.
man. Yeah,
That's a great pick. Great pick.
yeah, and I mean, I love potato pancakes too. Like, it's so rare
Yeah.
that I have a potato pancake because they're kind of a process to make and keep and all that. But potato pancakes hit so hard. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. So to recap our draft, Ollie drafted tater tots. He drafted hash brown, mashed potatoes, and loaded baked potatoes. And I drafted shoestring fries, potato chips, potatoes au gratin, and gnocchi. So I kind of feel like I slayed this draft too, actually.
It's a good. I think it's two good ones. I think it's two good ones. You kind of got me at the end there, maybe a little bit,
Yeah.
but
Those last two, au gratin and gnocchi over mashed potato and baked potato. Come on, man. What are we doing?
give me a mashed potato. Give me a Tim Duncan in the paint.
Yeah, you go to a fancy restaurant, you get mashed potatoes, or you get potatoes au gratin.
Get mashed potatoes. I'll
Oh,
die
you
on that
liar.
hill now on my draft.
You liar.
When you go and you draft a guy at a certain pick, you fall in love with him. That's where our guys at. And with the NFL
Yeah,
draft, with these drafts, we fall in love with these picks, man. So I got my guy, mashed potatoes. You're here. We're good.
yeah. Mashed potatoes is a good ride or die. I'm not arguing it, but
Episode 56 or 55. Going on to episode 56 next week. Don't forget, use the discount codes we mentioned earlier, Kirby20 on the Discmania website and OctoOllie on AGL. Pick up some prototypes. Let me know which ones you get. If you do, it's super exciting time, so that's always great. Yeah, episode 55 got a Dikembe Mutombo quote. When you take the elevator to the top, please remember to send it back down to someone else who might use it. Thought that was a really good one. We talked about it a little earlier on the pod. or before the pod. Just paving ways, paving. Make sure you're putting on for the youth. We make sure to put on for the youth here as well and give
Pay it
flowers
back.
for everyone. Yeah, pay it back, man. And aim high, shoot low, and we'll see you next week. Peace.